Cipla as well is in focus, and we thought we'll chat with the management today, considering they've got the final approval from the UK MHRA for G-Seretide inhalers. They can now launch generic Advair inhaler in the UK as well. The stock being down by 3%, mainly just a factor of the rest of the market perhaps. So let's chat a little bit more with what this UK MHRA nod really means for Cipla. Kedar Upadhyay, he's the Global Chief Financial Officer at Cipla. He joins us on the show right now. Kedar, hi, good morning. What took the UK MHRA so long to give the final approval for the drug? And you believe that this delay has cost the company a lot of market share and revenues as well, which it had, earlier priced in?
Well, respiratory is a fairly complex area, and the agency had asked us to do some additional studies from the equivalence standpoint, which took us a little bit of more time. But we are happy that this has validated Cipla's strengths in this domain, and frankly quite excited, and we're looking forward to the launch.
Right. So when can we see Cipla launching this drug finally?
Yeah, so we are in advanced stage of preparations for the launch. We have just received the approval a week back, and in the early part of Q4, maybe between January and February, we could see the product getting launched in the market through a partner.
Kedar, good morning and congratulations as well. So from what I understand, that pricing will be low, but it will be a volume game. So the sooner you launch it, the better likely for you. What kind of volumes do you expect to clock in, say in the first quarter of operations and maybe the first full year of operations?
Yeah, so without getting into too technical, I think this is what we believe is a Q1, Q2 product in the market, and we believe we'll be able to have a fair share of the market, and we'll operate in all the channels in the market, and we'll be responsible on pricing as well. So yeah, we'll have our targeted share of the revenue from the opportunity.
Being responsible on the pricing, Mylan, I believe, had launched the generic at a 15% discount. So what would be your strategy? Can you share that?
Yeah, so some of the decisions on pricing and some of the targets on share will be clearer as we get closer to the launch, and I would withhold the exact sort of pricing strategy at this point of time, but as I said, we'll be responsible on pricing.
Okay. What else is on the anvil for you at Cipla? What's your plan to go ahead with your market share growth?
Yeah, so as I said, there is a very important, significant retail channel. There is a important, what we call it as a CCG channel. So we'll operate in across the channels, and yeah, we have a good partner, and we believe we'll get our fair share of the market.
So one note, Kedar, if you will, says that this could be a $25-35 million annual sales opportunity for Cipla. Would that be a good ballpark estimate?
Yeah, so for us, this is just the beginning. We have launched this product in about 6 to 7 smaller European markets. Now the UK launch is happening. Then we'll spread throughout Europe across most of the countries. And over next 1 or 2, 3 years, this will be a meaningful. This will have a meaningful contribution to our European revenues. As I said, generally we withhold our comments on the overall revenue contribution or market share, etc. But we'll be able to comment as we go forward and experience, the launch in the market.
What about, okay, just one last question, Kedar, that what about the US plans? I mean, this is Europe, this is UK, what about US?
Yeah, so this launch in a sense is a validation of our capabilities in respiratory complex product development and approval process with, Western regulatory agencies. We have a plan for the US as well. The US pathway for respiratory is going to be a little bit different in line with the US guidelines. And yes, we continue to pursue that aggressively. So you could hear, you should watch us for the subsequent announcements on clinical filings, etc. For the US market.
Right.
We have already spoken in the last earnings call on a MDI filing in the US, so which has happened. So we will be sharing additional details as appropriate on our respiratory strategy for the US market. But yes, quite excited in this domain, both for US and European market.
Then thanks a lot for that, Kedar. Much appreciate you joining in. By the way, the index is now sub 1700, 7899, down 1% for the index, and that is not good. More importantly, the broader end of the spectrum, which is the CNX mid cap and the CNX small cap indices, are down as well, about 2%. I think Kunal Bothra will be joining us in just